The European Union just issuing a call for an immediate ceasefire, or pause, I should say, in hostilities in Gaza for humanitarian purposes. Earlier today, the Palestine Red Crescent announcing that Gaza's Al-Quds hospital, quote, is out of service and no longer operational due to a lack of fuel and power. And a surgeon in Gaza's largest hospital, Al-Shifa, telling NBC News that the situation there has become, quote unquote, more dangerous as he called for patients to be safely evacuated. Also this afternoon, reaction to Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu's rejection of calls for a ceasefire and his thoughts on a post-war Gaza where he indicated that Israel will, quote, continue to control security there. On Meet the Press, my colleague Kristen Welker pressed the Israeli leader on exactly what he means.
So overall military responsibility will have to be in Israel. As far as the civilian management of Gaza, we need to see the following two things. Gaza has to be demilitarized and Gaza has to be de-radicalized. And I think so far we haven't seen any Palestinian force, including the Palestinian Authority, that is able to do it.
I want to bring in NBC's Aaron McLaughlin, who's on the ground for us in Tel Aviv. A couple things, Aaron, I want to walk through with you. Let's first address the comments that we heard both from the Prime Minister yesterday, along with this morning with our colleague Kristen Welker. Any reaction you're getting on the ground on that?
Well, the Israeli Prime Minister continuing to raise eyebrows within the region. Now, his assertion that Israel will maintain security control over Gaza, something he said earlier in the week. His senior advisor, Mark Regev, later scrambling to clarify what he meant by that. Essentially, the Israeli government doesn't want some sort of permanent security force inside Gaza. What they want is the ability to enter and leave Gaza for security purposes as they see fit. Many within the region comparing that to the current West Bank model. Palestinian voices tell me that that is simply the equivalent to occupation. I was speaking to Mustafa Barghouti earlier in the week, and he was telling me what is necessary is free and fair elections when this is all said and done, so that the Palestinians can decide for themselves who will govern them in Gaza, who will govern them in the West Bank and in East Jerusalem. Now, we also heard the Prime Minister there reject this idea that the Palestinian Authority could step in and fill that void. That's also likely to raise eyebrows within the Biden administration, because the Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, has explicitly said that they would be looking to the Palestinian Authority for that governance role, something that earlier this week, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas said he would be more than willing to do. But again, other Palestinian voices really saying that those elections will be needed. Yasmin.
All right, we talked about the hospital system as I came to the Al-Quds Hospital, Al-Shifa Hospital as well. The state of those right now and the other hospitals, medical facilities, medical personnel that are continuously being bombarded right now.
Yeah, well, earlier today, I was speaking to one of the lead doctors inside the Al-Shifa hospital. He was describing just a desperate situation. He said they're completely surrounded by Israeli forces. In fact, when I was talking to him on the phone, I could hear the sounds of explosions, the sounds of bombardments. It didn't sound like it was very far away. He said that they're running out of food, they're running out of water, and critically, they're running out of fuel, so much so that at least 16 patients, according to the Gaza Health Ministry, have died as a result of a lack of supplies in that hospital alone, including at least 3 prematurely born babies. Now, the Israeli military says that they are facilitating an evacuation of the hospital. They're saying that they dropped about 300 liters of fuel outside the hospital gates. The doctor acknowledging that they did receive that fuel, but also noting that while they received 300 liters of fuel this morning, they need 10,000, and that no one has been allowed to leave the hospital. Yes.
And Aaron, quickly here, where are we on a possible deal with release of more hostages still being held in Gaza?
Well, on Meet the Press, the Israeli Prime Minister said that a deal was possible. An official within the Biden administration saying that the current deal that's on the table that's being considered as part of these negotiations is an exchange. Some 80 women and children that are hostages currently in Gaza in exchange for 80 women and children that are currently in Palestinian in Israeli jails, but that no deal has been finalized just yet.